Hi everyone. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. Today's Sunday. I hope if you're in the New York area, taking advantage of this perfect weather we're having right now. Our beaches may be closed due to the undertows and the rough rip currents that they're having, but it would be a beautiful beach day if you could go in the water. Um, I'm here today to talk to you about a card that's been popping up for me a lot lately, and that is the Ten of Wands. I have a picture here of the Rider-Waite deck, the card from the Rider-Waite deck, and as you can see, it's a picture of a guy pushing some wands up a hill. He's tired. He's putting one foot in front of the other, though. He's continuing to go forward. And let me tell you, like, with this card, truthfully, the struggle is real. He is burned out. He's at the end of his rope, but he keeps on pushing himself to go further and further and further because he can see the end is in sight. So he's pushing himself and he's taken on a lot, perhaps even more than he can handle. And if you see in this deck, this is from the Arcanum Tarot. This is another representation of the Ten of Wands. And if you notice with this guy, he is, he's almost like he's dropping some stuff there. He is not quite getting it together. He's also pushing himself as hard as he can. He's taken on too much. He's tired. He's looking around like confused as if like, what do I do now? Which direction should I turn? And meanwhile, some of the wands are falling out. So his quality of work and his quality of life is suffering, as would be if you know you've bitten off more than you can chew. So it has to do with also the power of saying no. Okay, this is someone who will never say no, who will, if asked, do anything to complete the goal that he's trying to reach, even if that means that something else is going to be suffering in his life. So it kind of reminds me of one of my coworkers that would take in. She would never say no. She would always say, "Oh yeah, you want me to do this? I'll do that. I'll do that." And what ended up happening was that she became, overburdened and overstressed and overworked, and the quality of her work suffered. And maybe you're one of those people that doesn't want to tell someone no, or everybody has their own reasons why we push ourselves, right? For me, just as an example, like I push myself so hard to the point that I had to finally take a day off. My husband's currently in the hospital, and I've been going there every day for 5 weeks. And I finally said to myself, you know what? Like, I'm losing it. My mental state and my emotional health was suffering, and I can't have that because I need to be there for him. And I am no good to anybody if I'm not okay and if I'm not thinking clearly, and I am short-tempered, and I am making a bigger deal of things than they should be. So it becomes like to the point where you're taking on so much. Maybe you're getting the work done, but is it really to the quality that you would like? Is it whatever it is that you've been burdened with? So I also want to bring into this something that may prevent you from taking a break. Okay, and that is like if someone tells you to take a break, hey, maybe you need to take a break. Truthfully, listen to that person, okay? Because for me, the last couple of weeks, I've had people say that to me over and over and over again, and I chose not to listen. So what happened was this last 4 or 5 days, I really kind of was losing it. I was bursting into tears at the littlest thing. I was answering people and communicating with other people in a way that I normally wouldn't. I was short-tempered, and I couldn't really keep my emotions in check. And I have a lot going on, so a lot of emotions going through my head right now. So I really was trying to the best I could to keep it together. But what ended up happening in the end is it came back to bite me in the butt because I couldn't do that anymore. Like I just reached a point where I was so exhausted and so tired of all the stuff that was going on around me, and the people and the nurses and the doctors, and the lack of answers to the questions that we had, that I just, I wasn't acting properly. And if I'm not acting properly, I'm no good to anybody, right? If I'm not acting from a place of love and compassion, and from a place of knowledge, and my thoughts are scattered or unclear, I'm not going to be any good to that person. So what ends up happening is when you take on these burdens, your work actually suffers. You may think that you're getting everything done, and you may think that you're, this super person that's able to, complete anything, and I don't know why we think that, but as humans, but sometimes we think that we should be able to, to get everything done. And especially if we see others who are doing the same. We don't know what those people are going through. We don't know what's going on in their lives, nor do they know what's going on in ours. So, it's really easy to compare yourself to other people and say, well, if that person can do it, then I can do it. And you're taking on more and more and more. I see it a lot at work. I see it a lot with people in my old job who would just, your boss may know that you're going to take on it more, so they're going to dump stuff on you, and that's what ends up happening. You get taken advantage of. If you're the person that's never going to say no, and everybody knows it, what do you think's going to happen? They're just going to keep on giving you more and more and more. With the Ten of Wands, the good news is that tens in tarot do represent the ending or the ending of one cycle, or maybe the ending of one cycle, beginning of another. So it represents completion in a way. So if you're at that point in time and you're overburdened, please take a break. Things will get done. Things will be completed the next day. You're going to come back refreshed. Don't refuse to do something because you think it's going to make you look bad. Don't refuse to take a break, because you think that people are going to think less of you. It's not going to happen, and we all deserve to have to perform in the best way that we can, and the quality of what you're doing isn't going to be as good as you would like it if you're overburdened, and if if you're taking on more than you can chew. We all carry burdens. Society kind of makes it seem like that's a good thing. The more you work, the better you are, the more money you have, stuff like that. So it's kind of a societal thing, that I think sometimes people feel afraid to take time off or take time for themselves because they're afraid of being judged. But really, the rest of your life and your work, or whatever it happens to be, a situation that you're in, is going to suffer. It's not going to be to the quality that you desire. So I hope that helps you with the Ten of Swords. It's a quick video, but I'm kind of trying to give you my perspective on it, as it's been coming up a lot for me lately. It's kind of my stalker card, so I figured I would come on here and give you a quick little chat about the way that I see it. Just don't push yourself. Give yourself a chance to breathe. You're going to come back better the next day. See you.